Interview.
Hey guys, Dan again. I'm joined by Chad, and we're taking a look at a slightly unusual Ratchet & Clank game. Chad, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about this title and how it is that these odd groupings of characters have come to be in one place.
Right. Well, you know, Ratchet & Clank All for One is the first fully cooperative Ratchet & Clank experience. And when we started making the game, we just thought, wouldn't it be funny to put four characters who don't always like each other together just to see what happens? And that led to a story where Dr. Nefarious' latest scheme to kill Captain Quark once and for all goes horribly wrong. And he ends up capturing the attention of a massive machine called the Creature Collector, who abducts our four main characters. They find themselves captive, actually tethered together and forced to work together to get out of a tough situation to save their own skins.
Now, you're introducing some unique cooperative gameplay mechanics, and the first question, I guess, is, since they are so different and they don't necessarily get along so well, how do you foster cooperative gameplay between characters that wouldn't normally gel?
Right. Well, the fact is we have a game that's evolved into a bit of a hybrid between cooperative play and spiteful competition. So for cooperative play, we incentivize co-op in the biggest way. You know, if you work together, you're going to get better weapons together, your characters are going to progress together more quickly, and it's really at the core of all of the new mechanics we've made. At the same time, if you capture the most bolts in any specific area, you're going to get the best stuff first. So you get the little rush of, yeah, we all did that together, but maybe I did it a little bit better than everybody else, and so I get the reward for that. And what we found is that makes a play style where, yeah, sometimes you might want to throw one of your friends off the ledge. That's okay. It's just part of the game.
Give us some examples of some of the cooperative gameplay elements that players will be seeing.
Sure. Well, the first thing to talk about is our weapon system, because as with other Ratchet and Clank titles, we have a giant weapon arsenal in this game. And, you know, every weapon is exotic and interesting to use by itself, but when you start using them together with the team, you get the truly devastating effects. So a weapon like the Darkstar Fission Rifle, you know, it makes a powerful electrical tendril by itself, but that tendril wraps around the effect from other players' weapons, and you get a magnified effect when you all use it together. Every weapon has those two functions. Other co-op mechanics include like tons of vehicles. We have vehicles that are very democratic in their steering process, and that didn't sound like it would work on paper, but then we tried it out and it actually worked really well. We give you a speed bonus if you all attach onto the same engine in some of these vehicles, and it turns out to be fun to play through that way with your friends. We have a tether mechanic where you can all latch onto each other and to other swing shots in the environment. I'm only touching on a few here, but the whole game is structured around those co-op mechanics.
And there's a very low penalty for death to get people back into the action.
Yeah, there is a low penalty. Like if you fall off a ledge, I mean, it happens. You know, there's definitely a penalty. You have to wait it out. But we don't want people to be sitting there watching for too long. You know, we want to get you back into the action. The penalty is actually more insidious because you don't get as many bolts at the end of the segment if you die a lot. So while you stay in the action, you do kind of miss out on getting some of the best stuff first on the back end a little bit.
Now, rather than everybody fight for their own individual perspective with the camera, you've gone for a single locked one, and it's quite a cinematic view of that.
Yeah, that's right. After a lot of prototyping, we found that we really like the director-style camera, and it lets all four players kind of control it together because it works really hard to keep everybody on screen. You know, at the same time, we program it so that it's kind of looking at the main thing we want you to look at any given time. And, you know, for us, that's what we can set up these really cinematic views into deep space. We've been able to compose things in a more controlled way than ever before with a Ratchet game. So it's ended up being like more of a fun thing to work with than a limitation for us.
You're offering a mix of multiplayer modes. There's on-couch, there's going to be online player, a mixture of the two.
Yeah, I mean, our main thing is to make it really easy for people to just jump in and play. So you can play any number of players, 1 to 4. You know, you can definitely play the game by yourself if you want to. You can play with one other person on a couch, up to 4 people. You can play 2 in one place, 2 in another. You can start playing by yourself and your friend can jump in. And we really just want to make it easy for people to get into the game and play and have a great time.
Chad, thank you very much for chatting us about the new Ratchet & Clank title. When can players expect to get their hands on this one? Which platforms?
Game's going to be out in fall 2011, a PlayStation 3 exclusive.